this administration go dash them why. I will make my people happy. I will make everybody jolly.
In Obinze village lived a young woman named Chidera, known far and wide as Madame Gloss, because no soul ever saw her face without makeup. Her lipstick burned like hot palm oil, her lashes long enough to sweep secrets, her cheeks powdered until they gleamed like moonlight on chalk. Nobody, friends or kin, had ever seen her bare face. Chidera loved the mystery. It gave her power. She walked the market road like a queen, her heels clicking like talking drums. When laughter grew loud, she'd command, "Can you people not comport yourselves? Beauty requires discipline." Her English danced like imported perfume, expensive and unreachable. "If your face lacks structure, hide it," she'd declare. The market would fall silent. Even hawkers bowed before her grammar. In Obinze, Chidera's painted face was legend, and her pride wore a crown, invisible yet heavy. Chidera became the unofficial judge of beauty in Obinze, a position no one gave her but everyone respected in fear. At weddings, burials, and naming ceremonies, she would appear with calculating eyes, whispering judgments sharp as pepper. "Look at that one nose, like broken calabash. See her hips flatter than lizard back. Her makeup is crying for help." People laughed publicly but sighed privately, too frightened to challenge her. Her English led every sentence like a chief's escort. Her confidence marched like a parade. Those who hated her smiled when she passed, and those who loved her stayed close to escape her ridicule. Chidera called herself the definition of beauty and considered humility a sickness. When children greeted, she corrected their grammar. When women laughed, she measured their teeth. The market adjusted itself around her like furniture making space for ego. One bright afternoon, Obinze Square roared with drums and dance. Women twisted their waists, rappers flying like festival flags. Chidera, never one to keep quiet, raised her manicured hand. "Excuse me, please pause," she announced, freezing rhythm mid-beat. "Some of you dance like broken chairs. Your backs are too flat for this choreography." Silence struck. Then Adaize, a dancer with lightning in her eyes, stepped forward. "Who are you calling flat?" She fired. Chidera smirked, flicking her wig. "If the shoe fits, my dear, wear it." Laughter erupted sharp, uncontrollable. Some clapped till tears fell. Adaize lunged, but villagers restrained her. Chidera stood still, fanning herself like royalty after sentencing peasants. By evening, the story traveled faster than radio. From palm wine joints to church gossip corners, everyone repeated the new line. "If the shoe fits, wear it." After that incident, Chidera's fame spread like harmattan fire. Her tongue became thunder, admired, feared, unavoidable. Some flattered her to escape her ridicule, others prayed she would fall. She didn't care. The mirror always agreed with her mouth. She was convinced she was the finest thing Obinze had ever produced. Every morning she painted perfection. Every night she dreamed of marrying a rich city man who'd worship her like a goddess. To her, life was a fashion show, humility a discount too cheap for queens. She catalogued flaws like taxes and handed out mockery like change. "I'm not proud," she'd say. "I'm just aware of my value." Her English sparkled, her insults glowed. Obinze bent around her arrogance like palm fronds before wind. In every heart, curiosity grew. What would break the painted queen? One golden sunset, rumors swelled through the market. Chidera don't find husband, a tomato seller whispered. "Who be the man we won't marry Madame Gloss?" Another gasped. "Them say he from the city, fine, rich and gentle." By the time Chidera arrived, whispers had multiplied like bees. She raised her chin, announcing, "Yes, my people. The scripture says, 'He who finds a wife finds good thing.' I, Chidera, the embodiment of beauty, have been found." Cheers erupted. Some mocking, others genuine. Yet behind every smile hid a grin sharpened with envy. "Let's wait," someone murmured. "Powder no dey last forever." That night, lanterns blinked like gossiping eyes. Across Obinze, Tongues wagged, hearts plotted, and everyone prepared for drama. For the first time, the painted queen's mirror reflected a future brighter than even she could imagine. By morning, the news somersaulted from markets to palm wine joints, climbed the well path, and tucked itself inside Mama Bisi's salon. Life no balance, she sighed, trimming a fringe. After all her insults, Chidera fined husband first. Mama Halima cracked groundnuts and replied, "Leave it. Make up no day season soup. True color go clock in." Laughter rolled through Obinze like marbles on a tray. Meanwhile, Chidera floated past Gary sellers with shoulders high, announcing her wedding like a coronation. Wigs changed weekly, earrings caught sunlight, nails sharpened into small weapons. Passing a cluster of women, she declared, "Please don't bring unfinished project to my ceremony. If your wardrobe lacks capacity, kindly respect fashion and stay home." Gasps scattered like frightened birds, but her smile gleamed like polished brass. In Obinze, pride had become a parade, and everyone lined the roads. A week later, the groom arrived. Femi, tall and clean like fresh rainfall, complexion bright as poured milk, driving a car that winked at the Sunday Obinze, craned necks shamelessly. "Fine man," some murmured, but does he know what lives beneath that paint? Femi stepped out in crisp native, the air perfumed with city confidence. Chidera catwalked toward him, heels kissing the ground with rehearsed rhythm. "My darling," she sang in fine English, hugging victory close. "My queen," Femi answered, eyes lit with certainty. Cheers blasted, some clapped, others hissed into their teeth, saving appetite for the sequel. Children circled the car while elders nodded, counting probabilities like cowries. The sun seemed to lower itself for front row seats. Obinze believed a film had started and refused to blink. The opening scene glittered. Nobody guessed where the credits would roll. On the day of the introduction, Chidera assembled her most ambitious face. Foundation thick as city walls, eyelashes prepared to sweep dust from destiny, lips red like ripe palm fruits. At Femi's family compound, compliments fell like confetti until Auntie Nkem arrived, eyes sharp, tongue sharper. "Femi," she said, inspecting Chidera like customs officer. "Has anyone in this family seen her natural face? What if this is costume?" Silence perched on the rafters. Chidera's smile didn't tremble. "Dearest auntie, beauty is presentation, not primitive exposure. What I present is excellence." Laughter erupted. Plates rattled. Pride stretched. Yet questions stitched themselves into private glances. The ceremony continued, but Auntie Nkem's words clung to the air like stubborn smoke. Even the celebratory stew seemed to taste of suspicion. Chidera posed for photos, radiant as electric light, while prophecy tiptoed behind the flash. That evening, gossip fluttered like extensions in Mama Bisi's salon. "Did you see how she pocketed Auntie Nkem?" Someone asked, tightening rollers. "This girl too full of herself," another replied, popping gum. "Even if person look like boiled yam with makeup, Madame Gloss go still call herself Miss Universe." They laughed until tears sat on their faces like dew. Across the road, at the palm wine spot, men raised calabashes, proposing health and hot takes. "Only God go help that city boy," one announced. "When water touch powder, revelation go stream like live broadcast." Another mimicked Chidera's accent. Someone imitated her catwalk. The joint shook with wicked joy. Under moonlight, Obinze timed punchlines to crickets. Predictions hatched softly. When the river meets the painted bank, truth will flood the town. Even the stars seemed to lean closer, expecting drama. As the wedding approached, Chidera's pride multiplied like rabbits. She told Obinze issuing fashion decrees as if sworn into office. "If your wardrobe does not have financial stamina, please don't attend," she announced. I cannot allow my pictures to suffer beside tragic clothing, Adaeze hissed to her friends. Because of one city fine boy, she now insults the whole village. Others chuckled. Relax. After wedding night, truth will evangelize. Chidera ignored the murmurs. She rehearsed smiles in bucket water, practiced laughs like signatures, curated angles as though submitting to a museum. In private, she wrote Mrs. Chidera Femi across old calendars, then tossed them dramatically. Tailors worked overtime, photographers checked lenses, even caterers whispered that pepper would meet pride on the same plate. Obinze marked its calendars with appetite for jollof and for consequences. Morning rose like a drum. From first light, Obinze awakened glowing. Wrappers tied, shoes polished, uninvited guests polishing alibis. The church wore white ribbons as if city glamour relocated by bus. Photographers arrived with cameras heavy as promises. Dancers rehearsed. The DJ tested speakers until pigeons evacuated the roof. When time came, Chidera appeared like chandelier turned human. Her gown scattered stars, her face a curated planet, eyelashes fluttered like tiny fans, lips shone with engine oil confidence. Angel, someone whispered. Angel powder, another replied, covering a laugh. Chidera floated down the aisle while cameras bowed. Femi stood smiling, convinced he had found beauty's permanent address. The choir lifted harmonies, and Obinze smiled with teeth and suspicion, folding doubts neatly behind church programs. Love staged a parade. Destiny sold tickets at the door. The pastor opened the vows. Femi, do you take Chidera as your lawfully wedded wife? I do, he answered, steady as a talking drum. Chidera, do you take Femi as your lawfully wedded husband? She raised her chin, releasing fireworks. Absolutely. Irrevocably, indubitably, I do. Grandma trotted down the aisle wearing peacock feathers. The congregation clapped. Even the pastor swallowed a smile. Rings kissed fingers. Prayers climbed rafters. Ululations broke like fresh collar. When it was time to seal with a kiss, someone whispered, "Let the man kiss makeup today. Tonight he will kiss revelation." Shutters clicked like rainfall on zinc. Outside, the reception field waited chairs, eager, coolers ambitious, egos sharpening their shoes. The couple walked out, crowned by rice and camera flashes, while a quiet question marched beside them, invisible but persistent. What happens when water meets paint? Under canopies, music leaped, food paraded, drinks flowed like small rivers, learning geography. Chidera sat beside Femi, waving to cameras, basking in heat lamp attention. At one table, women whispered, "See her behaving like global headquarters of beauty." When he sees original nose and unfiltered back, humility will clock in. Men clinked calabashes, placing reckless bets on marital shelf life. Then Adaeze rose to dance, waist rolling with stubborn joy, and the crowd chanted her name. Not wanting her spotlight stolen, Chidera grabbed the mic. "Excuse me," she announced. "This choreography is not in the program. If you lack hips, do not embarrass my event." Gasps cracked the air. Adaeze tightened her wrapper and danced harder, a sermon with drum beats. The MC wrestled the microphone away, spraying jokes like fire extinguishers. The day survived, but pride left fingerprints everywhere. Evening folded around their new house. The guests evaporated. The DJ's echo retired. Silence took a chair. Chidera removed her gown slowly, still wearing the crown inside her head. "My darling husband," she announced, "tonight inaugurates forever. Prepare to behold my unparalleled glory." Femi smiled gently. "My love, please bathe. Freshen up for me." She laughed. "Cleanliness is elegance," and entered humming victory. Triumph made her careless. She forgot her once sacred rule, never wash the face. She scrubbed until the air smelled like new soap, tied her towel, and emerged radiant, unaware that truth had already signed the guest book. Femi's heart jumped like a startled goat. The sheen was gone. Lashes lay defeated in the drain. Before him stood a woman with rough skin, flattened nose, ordinary lips. He staggered. Blood of Abraham, who is this? The ceiling fan kept minutes. His voice rose like thunder. Chidera, you deceived me. I married a portrait, not a person. She strapped on grammar, defiant. Young man, sees uncivilized commentary. I am premium elegance. He clapped in despair. Elegance or fraud, this cannot stand. By dawn, Obinze knew. Femi stormed to the square with luggage. Villagers arrived for free theatre. I divorce, he shouted. I was married to a masquerade of makeup. Chairs and whistles rent the morning. Chidera arrived, wig perfect, voice sharpened. Adeze stepped forward, calm. You mocked us. Today we see clearly. Pride cracked like dry clay. English failed. Tears spoke. Days later, back in her father's compound, Chidera learned quiet. She carried basins, greeted softly, laughed without pointing. Mama Bisi murmured, humility fits you. Mama Halima added, character cooks beauty. Obinze kept the proverb, paint can decorate, truth remains. And Chidera walked gently, finally beautiful. Pride paints itself beautiful, but water always remembers what's beneath. Chidera's story teaches that confidence without character is decoration without depth. You can decorate your skin, but not your soul. You can command attention, but you cannot deceive time. True beauty is not in the mirror, it's in the reflection of how you treat others. When you mock people to feel taller, life will bend you until you see eye to eye with humility. In the end, it wasn't her makeup that washed away, it was her mask. And beneath it, she discovered what beauty really means. Kindness, honesty, and peace with oneself. Don't just look beautiful, live beautifully. Be proud, but stay gentle. Shine, but never blind others. Every compliment fades, but good character glows forever. So before you paint your face, paint your heart with respect, with empathy, with truth. Because the world may love your looks for a moment, but it will remember your heart for a lifetime. And if this story touched your heart even a little, don't keep it to yourself. Like it, share it, subscribe for more stories that remind us who we really are. Because sometimes one story can wash away 1,000 masks. This story was brought to you by Vivian.